You know, we have a phenomenon going on right now in the Williamson County real estate market. Sellers are disappearing from the market right here at peak season. Uh, New listings were down 100. We had 136 new listings this week versus 224 the same week last year. That's a 39% drop in new listings year over year. I'm John Turner. I'm the team lead with the Turner Victory team at Onward Real Estate. We bring you the Williamson County Real Estate Report every week, and this week is no different. So let's get into the three things you need to know about the Williamson County real estate market right now. As we said, first of all, sellers are disappearing. We have a 39% drop year over year in new listings. Normally in June, you would see more listings coming on the market, not fewer listings. So that's actually the reason why our month supply is still staying in what's considered a balanced market, because we are seeing less new listings come on the market. Number two, what you need to know about the Williamson County real estate market this week is the $500,000 to $800,000 price range is the sweet spot right now. It's the one that's fastest as far as contract speed goes. You're looking somewhere, depending on where you are in that, somewhere between 1.9 and 2.7 months supply. That's opposed to above 3 million, where there's over 11 months supply of inventory. So really, you've got a market that's running at different speeds depending on what price point you're at. That's not unusual, but it's really becoming obvious right now in Williamson County. The third thing you need to know about the Williamson County real estate market right now is 1 in 4 homes in Williamson County that are for sale have been on the market for 90 days or more. So 25% of all homes that are trying to sell have been on the market for 90 days or more. So the interesting thing about that is of those, 66.3% will expire or cancel. So once you hit the 90-day mark, 66% of the 2 out of 3 homes will not sell under that MLS numbers. So very, very interesting information there. Let's get into some of the charts for those who enjoy the charts like I do. So right here, the Turner Victory team market health score is a 52. Last week, I think it was a 50, so it's trended slightly towards buyers this week, but still a very balanced market. Now, this is all across the board. We just talked about different price points. So you're going to see little micro markets within the overall market, but the overall market is a 52. There's 1,652 active listings with a 4.2 month supply. The 30-year mortgage rate actually increased a little bit this week to 6.52%. Still lower than what it was this time last year. But if you remember back in, I think it was February, we bottomed out at 5.98. Now, as I am recording this, supposedly, we'll see, there's a deal in the Middle East. And if there is, I would expect oil prices to continue to drop down and to help with inflation. And hopefully, if we get some relief with the inflation, we will see some relief in the mortgage rates as well. They've been very hard to predict over the past 2 or 3 years, so who knows? But that's just what I'm looking at, and it's something you may want to keep an eye on as well. So let's look at our different price points. As you can tell, we break these down. The interesting thing is anything from 1.5 million and below, we have 4 months supply or less. Obviously, right here, when we look at the numbers, the most active price point is the 600 to 700,000 price range. There's only 62 homes on the market right now. This week, 17 of those went under contract. So a huge percentage of pendings for the week right there. Most price points we don't even get up to double digits, even though we have here right in the middle. But to hit 27%, that's huge. 26% of the entire market right now, active inventory, is new construction. And what we see closing right now, just recently, 13% new construction. So you can see the different price points, and really basically you're either in the green or you're in the red, and very little in between. The 1.5 to 2 millions in between, but that's it. Let's look at the trends because it's important for us to be able to understand what's going on. Our inventory actually jumped up quite a bit this week, and it kind of mirrors what we saw this time last year as well. So we went from 1,591 units up to 1,652. So a little bit of a jump there. And we have more inventory on the market right now in Williamson County than we have had in any of the past 4 years. Okay? So more inventory. So that's the reason why we can still see buyers that are accelerating. They're buying, just the new pendings have definitely picked up. But we also can see homes sitting on the market for so long. Because there is more inventory. The real dynamic of it, though, and I'm going to skip down here and come back to it, the real dynamic, and this is where it's just hard to wrap your head around because it doesn't really make sense. But if you look at the orange line, the new listings have been down year over year. Every week, just about. Every week. And pendings, if you look at pendings have been up. And let me take off 23 and 24 just to make this a little bit clearer. But pendings have been up for the most part week over week. So it's really kind of hard to wrap your head around, well, how can the inventory grow? Well, pendings are up, new listings are up, but the pendings aren't eaten all the way into the new listings. So every week that active inventory is growing just a little bit. But yes, it is a weird dynamic right now. Here's what we talked about the speed of the market. Overall, Williamson County, these are pretty high numbers for this first week, but your home, you have a 40% chance of selling your home in the first week in Williamson County across the board. Now, different price points are going to be different. So it's 40% chance. Now, these are of the homes that sell. Now, not every home sells, so they won't be included in here, but every home that goes under contract that sells, 40% of them are going to get an offer in the first week. 41% of them are going to sell between day 80 and 89. And then only 19% are going to sell once they get to day 90. So basically, once you get to day 90, you're in trouble. It's a little different here with the lower price points. Half of the homes under $300,000 that sell are taken over 90 days. But still, look at some of these price points. The 1 million, or I'm sorry, the 9, let me see here. Yeah, 900 to a million. 46% of the homes sell in that first 7 days. Okay, so there's a lot of competition out there from a buyer standpoint. So if you're a buyer looking in these places, you can't sit here and say, well, Williamson County has 4.2 months supply of inventory and this house just came on the market. I am going to lowball them. If the house is priced correctly and presented correctly, it's probably going to sell in that first week. So really an interesting dynamic. If you look over here in like the 5 to 6 million, either you're going to sell in the first 7 days or you're going to be on the market for more than 90 days. I mean, only 14% are selling in that 8 to 89 days. So interesting the way it works here. As we talked about earlier, if you hit the 90-day mark, there 2 out of 3 homes that hit the 90-day mark do not sell under that MLS number. Now, they may come back, but even if they come back, you look at these numbers right here, and the large majority of them are not going to sell at all. And right now, there's 407 homes on the market in Williamson County that are above 90 days, which is 25% of the market. If you do sell, by the way, above 9, and you be on the market above 90 days, you're probably only getting about 91.8% of your original ask price. Let's talk a little bit about inventory and price ranges, just real quick. Most of the inventory is in the 1 to 1.5 million. So if you're a seller there, you have a lot of competition. If you're a buyer, there's actually a lot of competition as well. The thing is, we have a lot of Passover homes in this price point. I've also, because I've been showing in that price point, there's some homes that have gone under contract really quickly too. So there are buyers out there, but you do have to price it correctly. You do have to present it correctly. Look at the true days on the market. This is where we look at any home that's been on the market, and if it's been relisted, we go and look at the first time it was listed, because the MLS only shows you the days on the market for that particular MLS number. And a lot of these may have 1, 2, 3 more MLS numbers out there. So in the lower price ranges, not a whole lot of difference. Like the 600 days on the market's 28, true days on the market's 39. So that would be some houses got pulled off, went back on. But look at this. Once you start getting in 3 million and above, I mean, in that range, 53 is the days on the market that the MLS shows you, but 94 is the true days on the market. It's almost double, and you can see that for all these upper price points right here. So, so if you're a buyer in that price point, there's certainly some opportunities there, because there's a good chance the home you're interested in has been on the market longer than what you're seeing in the MLS. If you're a seller and you're trying to compare to other homes, and you're like, well, that one sold in X amount of days, well, you need to go back and look at the entire history of that one and to see exactly how long it took to sell that, so you can gauge where you need to be. Good news on the showing front. After showings declining over the past few weeks, we did see a small uptick in the number of showings this week. So that's something that we'll watch. It's not a trend right now. It may just be a 1-week anomaly, but it may mean that showings are picking back up. I can tell you, looking at the purchase index, Mortgage Bankers Purchase Index, that loan applications were up this week over last week and this time last year. So that may be a good sign moving forward as well. When you look at new construction, especially in the 700 to the 2 million price point, nearly 25 to 30% of all active inventory right now is new construction. So if you're a seller, you're trying to sell, that buyer, out of every 4 homes they look at, probably one of them is new construction. So you are competing against the new construction. So you need to make sure that you are in a position where you can compete on that. A lot of times people think that a buyer will overlook. Oh, they'll overlook this, they'll overlook that, or I'm better than new construction because I've got a fence, I've got landscaping, I've got whatever it is. Well, they will overlook some things, maybe, and you may have some advantages, but I tell you what, if someone walks into a house and it smells new and it looks new, and then they come in your house and it does not feel that way, chances are they're going to pick the new construction. Let's see what else we may have left off here. We talked about the supply shortage is really masking what would be a buyer's market. So even though pendings are up, you've got to remember we're comparing it to last year where sales were down quite a bit. So we are still below 2023 numbers, but we're above 2025 numbers. So still should be in a buyer's market, but because we don't have the inventory coming on the market like we had previously, it's really keeping it more of a balanced market. And what it's doing is it's holding prices steady. And actually in Williamson County, we talked about this last week, we're seeing an increase in prices in Williamson County. Let me see, was there anything else? I think we pretty much covered everything. So the main thing is Williamson County is still a very strong market, but it's not a very forgiving market. Okay, so as a seller, if you price correctly and present correctly, your home's going to sell, and it's going to sell pretty quickly. But if you do not do that, you're going to be sitting on the market for a while. If you're looking to buy in Williamson County, you've got to be very active. You've got to be aggressive, especially on those quote unquote good homes that hit the market. The ones that have been sitting for a while, there may be some opportunities there for you. So if there's something that appeals to you, you might be able to go in and make a little bit of a deal on something there. But overall, homes that are presented and priced the way they should, they are moving pretty quickly. I hope you've enjoyed this information. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. If you have any specific questions, please comment below. We will try to answer those for you. We bring this information to you every week. We enjoy doing that. We enjoy using this information to help our buyers and sellers understand the market and help them make clear decisions about what they need to do as far as real estate goes. I am John Turner. I'm the team lead of the Turner Victory Team at Onward Real Estate. And as I said, we do bring this to you every week. So until next week, we hope you make it a great week, and we'll see you then.